We did start the fish project early this year, and it was a brainchild of Hanley, who is based in the UK. Now it's a fish pond instead of a swimming pool, which was disused. We are being helped immensely by Hanley, who comes here and gives us the skills. He did guide us, and he worked immensely with our guys in the school to rehabilitate the pond.
Hi, welcome to Makriza Made Me Cook. My name is Prince Mahlangu. Today we are here at Lockview, which is about 12.6 kilometers from the CBD in Bulawayo. We're a plot here in Lockview. So here we're here to learn about how a community is building a big fish farm right here in the city of Bulawayo. So the fish farm is divided into two. There's one here by the plot and also one by the school, Lockview Primary School. So that acts also as giving back to the community, but also as a fundraising initiative for the school. But behind me, I think you can see there is, we've got some Zambezi bream here. I'll also prepare this fish here and just guide you on how I prepare the fish, and also look at how fish is widely consumed here in Zimbabwe, and looking at that the country in terms of the sub-Saharan region is one of the top producing fish markets. So welcome to the show. Please do subscribe and also do like this video so that YouTube can push this video to other people's feeds. But anyway, welcome to Makriza Made Me Cook.
So just who I am, where I'm from, how this started. So I'm from Bulawayo, originally from Bulawayo. I went to Lockview Primary School. That was my primary education. And then I went to Milton High School for a number of years. And then at some point in my 20s, I left Zimbabwe, and I've been staying abroad now for 23 years. I had to look at that, 23 years. So the first time I came home after those 23 years was this year, April. So it's quite refreshing to be back home, experiencing the weather, the ruggedness of the landscape. So I really enjoyed that. And pretty much that's it really in terms of who I am. So currently for career, I work for a large corporation. I do business continuity and resilience. So I enjoy my job a lot. It teaches me a lot. I learn a lot. So in terms of resilience and continuity, that's what I'm hoping to impart on this project.
Okay, I'm Mrs. Chemere, head of Lockview Primary School, a school which is situated in Lockview, and our catchment area is Sunning Hillside, Penside. And mostly our learners are those who have a disadvantaged background. Most of them are children of caretakers and home minders. There is an enrollment of 583 at Lockview Primary School, and it is balanced both boys and girls. And most of our children really travel long distances to the school. We can't say Lockview is an affluent school, no. It's just one of those schools which it's one of those schools which is disadvantaged anyway, hence it's placed under P3 instead of being placed under P1 since it's in the low density suburbs. It's only that there is challenge of water in the school, but anyway, we did buy our first batch of water. Our first 10,000 liters of water were bought by Ethan. Then our project kicked off. As you can see, we don't change water in the pond. There are gadgets which were placed there. There is an aerator, an oxygenator, so it does clean our water. And also, of late, there are some plants which are there, the water lettuce, which they also help in the oxygenating of the pond, as at the same time, food for the fish.
The pool behind me, it's 120,000 liters. We have got aerators running where that one broom is. We got aerators running that puts dissolved oxygen into the water, which keeps the water alive and forces all the dirt on the bottom of the pool to float up so that you can now get it out with a brush. On that side there, by the drum, there's a filter, a sand filter. The water comes in through the top, through a borehole pump, comes in through the top, goes all the way down to the bottom of the drum and comes up through certain layers of sand, starting off with coarse, medium, and then fine sand, and from there onwards it falls back into the pool, cleaned. Very clean water.
So fish is an important part of our diet here in Southern Africa. If you look at in Malawi, Lake Malawi to be specific, that area they consume so much fish, and it forms an important part of their diet, which also they combine with nsima, what we call Eastchwala, this side, sadza, buhobe.
Zikomo padinsomba patikafika pa ifenso wa kuMalawi titiri kwathu ku Lake Malawi tiri kumeneko kujiwa nsomba. So ineyo nili pano pa Lockview ni advantage kwa ine chifukwa that's my basic meal, so nizapita mmenemu nikugula nsomba nikupika chakwathu.
And also if you look at here in Zimbabwe, areas like Lake Kariba, which also produces a large quantity of fish. If you look at also the Zambezi area, the Zambezi catchment from the area of Victoria Falls, Wange, and also Binga, there's a large supply of fish that's sold. So it means also in urban areas, in cities like Bulawayo, we've got a large quantity of fish. Roughly, if you look at this bream here, in the supermarket or in the butcher, it will go for around $5.50 for the wholesale. So, but in areas like Binga, expect to pay or to purchase that for around $3 or $4. That's the power of fish within Southern Africa.
Underfunded as it is, they are actually feeding the kids there, which is quite surprising. There's 583 kids there at the last count. So that's a significant impact. So took the problem statement away, had to think about it. And the only thing that made sense was to use what they have, which is they have a large 120,000 liter capacity pool. They have space for solar panels, which we hooked up, and basically go into aquaculture, build in some technology, sort of create a hybrid solution that would work for the school. And that's kind of weird. Really, that was kind of the impetus for really getting it off the ground. And, we've done well so far.
Obviously, we expect some income from the fish project. So far, we have about 8,500 plus, because there are some of the fish are starting to reproduce in there. Almost every day we see new fingerlings in there. So our pond is housing more than 8,500 fish for now. So if we just do a mere calculation of saying one fish is $1, which means we'll be getting $8,500, which will come a long way in this poor school. It will help the children in acquiring the stationery which they don't have. But the most project which we are looking forward to is having a computer lab after our first produce. When we still want to construct a computer lab, there is no computer lab in this school. Our children learn IT orally. There isn't anything practically. Then on the community side, of course, the community is going to benefit from this project because they will be buying their protein from here, the fish from here. And also we have some members of the community who are part of our project. So they now have the skills of how to do the project as well. And our learners as well, they are hands-on on this project. They are the ones who are in the forefront. They are being taught how to do the project. So they will benefit immensely. They will have a skill here in the school.
Okay, another dynamic that we were having problems over here, there was too many shady trees here, the water wouldn't increase in temperature. At the moment now, the water's sitting about 19 all the way from 14. So we're winning that battle as well. That's going to be really smart now. Okay, increasing that water temperature, because when it's cold, the fish don't eat, and when they don't eat, they don't grow big fast. If you put 10,000 fish here, when it comes time to harvesting, you're looking at 10 tons of fish to help the community, to help the school, to get solar all over, computer room, and get everything run nicely. We've got all our security cameras to see that nobody comes in and interferes with the equipment and the fish. In our control room, we have got a intruder system there, an alarm that goes off. If you open that door, we've got a remote to deactivate and a remote to activate it at night.
Now, let's get to cooking the fish now. I love to cook fish. Well, but firstly, we're going to remove the scales, Scissor Pal. Then after that, we are going to do our marinade. Just going to combine just a few things and also in some interesting products from people that I've worked with, people that I still work with. There's this brand, there's a documentary that will come out, I think in 2 weeks' time, where we visited about 3 World Heritage sites with 3 incredible chefs. Kudzai, then there's Lubani veggie guys, adding some chili sauce. So those guys here were behind the camera. Hey, tough luck. Then there's going to be basil and a bit of oil. Then I've got some Portuguese seasoning there. I remember once going to Pinga, and they've got an incredible fish culture that side. From the harvesting to the preparation, it's just phenomenal. If you've never been to that place, I'd recommend you to go to Pinga. And also the tourist places that side are very phenomenal. Mostly it's tilapia fish, and they dry it, sun dry it, and just they season with salt. But the taste and the texture, I think Mrs. Chemere from the school mentioned how they use the reeds, umhlanga, to cook the fish.
Yeah, I do fish. I'm of Malawian origin, so fish is our basic meal anyway. There are very different ways of cooking fish. The basic method, which we all know, is the steaming, the boiling. In our culture, when we cook fish, when you boil them, we just don't put them in the pot. We put reeds underneath so that they don't stick. Then we boil our fish for 6 hours. That's a method. Then you put whatever you want to do. Then the other method, you can grill the fish in the oven, right in the oven. It works as well. And even over coals, you just wrap it with foil paper and you put it on the coil or on the coals there. It does work as well.
I love using fire, the smoky element of the fire, especially I'm going to be using the mopani tree. So I love the smoky area of the smoky element of the mopani tree, and it just infuses with this brim here, and also with the other textures, the basil, the Lupane veggie sauce, the chili sauce, which is this is harvested in Lupane. And like I say, the khala, the ancient salt, so that flavoring, it becomes just this nice ecosystem of different and flavorful textures. Let's go back to the school children by Lockview Primary. Well, what do you intend, or what do you want them to learn in regards to the fish project?
Well, I think for starters, school teaches us to be, to be people that just go out and look for jobs. Whereas we all know to some degree that at some point, jobs don't last forever. So if they see a fish project in their back school, being developed, they can see the guys hard at work harvesting. They can see the full events taking place. And one day they could be entrepreneurs. One day they could just decide, I want to go into aquaculture. They know what the blueprint looks like. They get the first-hand experience. They've seen it done. And, kids are naturally curious. So they learn at a much faster rate than we would learn. So that curiosity is key. So if we start them off now having that insight into aquaculture, they'll be great entrepreneurs in the future. That's the first thing. The second thing is, to create a blueprint. And in my mind, I always call it the Ubuntu blueprint. I haven't, documented it anyway. But if we create it and we give it away, and anybody can come there and copy our homemade device designs and say, oh, I didn't know I could do this. I didn't know I could do that. They're more than welcome to copy them. And the idea is, if they can become a center of excellence and everybody can learn from it, fantastic. That's a domino effect. If we get 10, 15 schools all adopting that, Bob's your uncle. You're going to have, basically countrywide eventually.
Thank you for watching this documentary on this community and also part of the Nomadic Honey Company of Zimbabwe. So this is the first documentary that we're doing with the Nomadic Honey Company. I'll leave a link of their work in the description box below. And our second documentary will be, I think, around April when the harvest time. As you heard from the headmistress, about 8,000 fish. So around March, April, we'll do a follow-up documentary just to see how far the project has gone. But also after that, we'll also start on a honey beekeeping project, which they are also heavily invested within this plot here. And where I'm standing here, this is going to be an Airbnb also. I think it's already online now. You can just come visit. I think it's $36 per night. And you can just all experience the activities that are happening here within the community, the beekeeping, the fish farming. And also the school, they mentioned the issue of the computer lab. If you'd want to donate or do anything just to help out the school, I'll also leave that in the description box below. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video so that so many people can see the inspiring work done in this community at Lockview. I'll catch you on the next one. Remember, keep the love, keep the wood.
Ngilo si uzwelo